Hey there, my name's Brent Vanderswag. I'm the president of Gutter-Experts.com and founder of Gutter-Con, which is being held in just 17 days from now in Denver, Colorado. Leading up to Gutter-Con, I've been doing a series of events where I've been chatting with a variety of people in the gutter world, speakers who will be presenting at Gutter-Con, suppliers, and regular gutter guys just like you and me. We'll be talking about their business and how they play a role in today's gutter industry. So I'd like to introduce my guest for today, Jimmy Fazekas of Bluewater Exteriors. He's out of Foley, Alabama. Have I got that right, Jimmy?
Foley, Alabama. You
Foley,
got it right.
Alabama. Jimmy's been in the gutter business since 1989, and his family's been in the industry since 1975. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Van, how are you today?
I'm good.
Brand.
Yeah.
I can't even get your name right.
I screwed up your city name and you screw up my name. So
hey, we're even.
I'm glad I got your last name pronounced properly. Where's that from? Fazekas.
Hungarian. Fazekas, Hungarian. Yep. So okay. my dad's dad was from Hungary and came over on the boat. So, I can't speak any Hungarian though. I wish I could. But
well, you definitely don't have a Hungarian accent. That's for sure.
Oh, a little Southern boy here, huh?
Southern, yeah. My dad came over in the boat from the Netherlands in 1947.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
Good history there for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, we were chatting a little bit before we got on the call, and let's just start. Take us back to when you were a teenager. It sounds like you've been in the business for 33 years now, so you must have started pretty young.
Yeah, I did. I'm 46 now. Back when I was 13, my dad didn't want me freeloading, so he said, "Summertime, boy, you're going to work." So he put me to work hanging gutter in the summer. I hated him for it. You know, you're thinking, why is he doing that to me? Now, that's the greatest thing that he ever could have done for me, is teach me how a skill and a trade at a young age where I could adapt to it and learn. So it was wonderful. I mean, I learned so much with them. My dad and granddad. My granddad kind of basically retired most when I got into it, but it was great. So I'm glad he did at that age.
Yeah. So you're a teenager and you're installing gutter. And when did you kind of come into the business a little bit more full time?
So I started at 13. He was paying me 5 cents a foot. I was basically walking around putting elbows out for him while they built the downspouts. And
that's why you're so rich today, huh?
Hey, 5 cents a foot, man, some of the installers would love to make 5 cents. I'm just kidding. 5 cents a foot's terrible. But anyway, so when I was probably 16 and had a vehicle, he let me give a couple of estimates, and he was trying to force me to be entrepreneur, self-employed. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand why I was giving estimates at 16 and not thinking any of the older folks would listen to what I had to say about gutters. Mm-hmm. So anyway, at 20, he said, "Hey, you've got 2 weeks to decide. You're going to buy this gutter business from me, or I'm going to sell it to this other guy that's interested in buying it for $75,000. At the time, I was thinking, my goodness, $75,000. And I was thinking, this is my dad. He won't give it to me, So anyway, I said, "All right, Dad, I'm going to take it because I don't know anything else in life. I grew up doing this. I'm going to do it." 20 years old. I got married at 20, had a baby, and bought a business all at 20 years old.
Jeez.
Yep. I know. I grew up fast. Didn't have any time to play.
Honestly, I was working when I was a teenager like you, and I wasn't in the gutter business when I was that age, but I got married when I was 20 also. And,
wow.
Yeah. So 20 years old, and I had my first child at 27, but and I was in the gutter business by then. But yeah, 20 is and I think you already told me that you went through divorce, and I did too. 20 is just too young.
Young. It is. I learned a lot. So now I look back at some of the mistakes I made. But I'm thankful I went through it, though. I've got 3 children. My oldest is 25. My middle one's getting married this weekend. She's 21. And then I got my youngest boy. He'll be 18 in August. And I don't know if I could do it if I was older. I was like, how can you raise kids when
Yeah.
if you have a baby at 45 or 50, how can you do that with the energy my energy levels in the last 10 years has dropped dramatically, but
Yeah.
that's part of getting old.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, 20, and you just told me that I think you said your daughter's 21. She's getting married soon, is she?
This weekend, Saturday. Yeah.
Weekend. Wow.
So yeah, scary. I don't know if I like that, but I'm gonna have to.
There's not much you can do about it.
No, there's not. No, I'm excited for it. She's
Well,
got a
and
good
yeah,
man.
yeah, and that's good. And I'm sure you're going to give her lots of advice for years to come. So
Oh, I'll try at least.
maybe give her new husband some advice, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a hard-working fella. He sure is. Wish I could get him in the gutter industry. He works for a big corporation that builds commercial projects, but
Okay.
he's a foreman for them. But if I can get him in the gutter industry,
Hey, you never know.
I'm trying. So trying to
Yeah.
work it.
Good, good. So 20 years old, you bought your dad out. Now, did he still stay in the business?
No, he actually hightailed down here to where we're at now. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm retiring. It's
Don't
all
call
you.
me.
So we went from doing probably 100,000 in revenue the year I bought them out with our past clients for the years to within 4 or 5 years, we were doing over $1 million in revenue. I went full blown wide open. And this is
Wow.
back then when prices were cheaper too,
I was just going to say like 100,000 back then. I mean, that's a big business, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's probably 400 or 500 now, probably.
Yeah.
But and then go to $1 million back then. In the early 2000s, we were doing over $1 million to $1.5 million by 04, 05 range.
That's a big business, but for back then, it's a
Back then,
decent sized business nowadays.
yeah, it's pretty good now. I tell a lot of the guys that work with us, if a crew's doing, one of the crews can do 750,000 or $1 million by themselves, a crew, 2-man crew, 3-man crew. Now that's, prices are doubled for us. So that's only like $500,000. And I was like, we've had some guys do that back in the day. So, but I like to rag them a little bit.
You're putting some time in and putting up some footage doing those.
Man, we got an amazing team of people where we're at for sure. So thankful to have them. That's really the strength of Blue Water is the people.
It's the key for any, I mean, it's the key for any business these days is the people.
Appreciate your employees for one, make sure they're paid very well, and just try to give them as much as far as tools that they need, any experience, training. We go through our training with our apprentice, installer, and then we do a field supervisor after that, and up to production manager. So we kind of got a certain strategy we go as far as the training process.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So just heading back to when you were 20, when you bought your dad out, your dad kind of, I mean, you must have been kind of running the show anyway to just, to step into that, huh?
He did that for me for about a year before. He
Yeah.
kind of played like, hey, I'm going to stay at the house. You go do this. You work with the new guys. You help train them, blah, blah, blah. So he knew what he was doing. Now I look back, I understand he knew exactly what he's doing. But at the time I was like, man, I don't want to, it's summertime. My dad's not out here. I'm out here sweating, sweat run down in your eyes and all of that. But so he retired. He stayed in a business out of the business about 3 years. And he said, let's start a gutter business down here in Foley. Yeah. So I said, okay, we'll start one. And he got it going on his own, of course, and it got busy. And then he was like, well, I'm working too much. I came down here to retire. So I was up 5.5, 6 hours away. So I couldn't come down. I had the business up in North Alabama going strong. So we ended up starting a business, and about 4 years after, we ended up selling it because he didn't want to spend the time into it because he was semi-retired already, and I couldn't come down. So we sold that business, and he continued to live down here. And eventually I had that business up there, and I ended up moving down to the Gulf Coast. We're on the Gulf of Mexico is where we're at in Alabama.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually going to take a look at that.
Yeah.
So how long have you been there in Foley?
I moved back down here in 2015
Okay.
here in Foley. We started Bluewater in 2017, August 2017. So it's going on 5 years that Bluewater's been established.
Oh, okay.
So, but been different business names, but this is the last business. I'm not selling this. I'm not moving. I love where I'm at. I love my employees.
Yeah.
So we're here for good.
Yeah. And is your other business still running where you were? Or did you just shut that one?
Yes. I
Oh,
sold
okay.
it to my employees. So my
Oh.
employees that worked for me for 5 to 10 plus years, I ended up buying it, partners,
Yeah.
and they're running it strong. So it's still been going since the 70s, and it's going strong. They're doing very well. I'm trying to get them to come to the conference. I'm pushing at them right now. I'm like, y'all need to be.
Yeah.
It's what, 17 days away, you said?
17. Like it's kind of scary every time I do an interview like this. The countdown's on. So
I might even pay their way if they'll just go just to help, because it's going to be such good for everybody to.
Oh, hey, thank you so much for that. Do that.
I'll get it back from them somehow.
Yeah,
so.
You'll get it out of them. Good for you. So yeah, I'm just looking at the map here now. Yeah, you're right on the coast. So I'm just thinking, I see New Orleans there. Biloxi, that's a name I recognize. Pensacola, I recognize. Panama Beach. So did you get hit much with the hurricane when that came through years ago?
Yeah, we actually had a hurricane called Hurricane Sally that came through. The eye actually came through Foley, Alabama here. Yeah. And we had a lot of damage, and we had a big backlog because of jobs where everything was tore up. You know, we do screen enclosures as well as the gutters.
Saw that.
And so that was a big backlog. But it took us about 6-8 months to get through that. But we finally got through it, and now we're just running just off, rain coming out of the sky, people needing gutter work. So that's what we do now. But you have to design these gutter systems down here for the hurricanes, for one, to make sure that they're stout enough to handle it, and two, you have to make sure you have these stainless fasteners because of the soft air down here at the Gulf of Mexico. You'll have problems with corrosion, pitting. If you used a galvanized screw, it'd be done. A zinc screw would be done in a year. It'd break.
Really? Now, see, I'm on the Atlantic coast up, above New York and Maine. And, I can see the ocean almost from where I am. If there were no trees, I could see the ocean. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, we don't use, we use stainless in all our, downspouts, and we do use strip miters. I'm sorry. Are you
we do strip miters as well. We used to do hand cuts years ago.
Yeah.
But I learned to train people in efficiency. Strip miters are the best route to go.
Okay. Well, I haven't interviewed anyone yet that gave me a hard time about strip miters, but there's going to be a day I'm going to get one of those guys on, and man, I might have to just hang up on him. Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, hand cuts can look good.
Oh, yeah.
There's some pros and cons. If you're out there on a job site and you don't have the miter and they can hand cut it, let them hand cut it. That's better than spray painting a strip miter for sure.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but
spray painting a black one white. Jeez.
Yeah, that I saw that. My dad and granddad used to do that back years ago, and you go 5 years later and see it, and it's white, and I'm like, what in the world? So anyhow.
Wow. So how big of a business do you run? How many crews are you running?
We have 2 full-time gutter crews right now. We have a screen crew. We have 2 project consultants. We have an operations manager. We're fixing to promote somebody to a production manager. That he was a production manager. He moved to office manager. And we have 2 people in the office. We have an office manager and then a receptionist. So I think we have right now 14 people, 15 people right now.
Business. Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing very well. I've noticed over the last 6 months, the leads have been a little different. It seems like you got to go after it a little more now than you ever had to. Last year they were just coming to us. Like, I don't even know how many we've got at the end of the year, but it was just easy. We were doing, each salesperson was doing 13 estimates a day. Wow. And just couldn't keep up. And that's too many. because you can't concentrate on the house and the person and all that. So now we're averaging, I guess, on average, each sales person is averaging 6, 7 a day, something like that.
Yeah.
So we did 2.3 last year, and right now we're on projected to do 3 to 4 million this year by what's going on, what we're doing, how we're fine tuning our marketing. We're really fine tuning it.
So what are you doing? What are you using mostly for marketing?
Marketing, we did a shotgun approach at first in November, December, because it started slowing down so much, and I was getting nervous. And I had these guys that were wanting to work, and they enjoy working. They work off commission, my installers. So I was like, man, what are we going to do? So I shotgun approach. We did some direct mail. Of course, we did pay for the SEO, where a company handles the SEO for us. We have our Facebook, we have our TikTok, we have our Instagram. We do a magazine that's called Eastern Shore Saver that goes out to 50,000 homes locally here. And we do all the home shows we can get in. If we see a home show, we're in it. We're trying to get in it, So basically, pretty much everything, yard signs, all the vehicles are truck wrapped, everything's wrapped, all our company logos and all are on all the vehicles. So that helps a lot. That's probably the best investment you can do is wrap your vehicles.
Yeah. I don't have mine wrapped, but I mean, we certainly are branded. So, and people always say, oh, we see you guys everywhere. And I don't know if they just see the same truck all the time, but
hey, that doesn't matter. You can have the same truck, and we're actually about to number our vehicles for our maintenance log and program like that. And
start your numbers high.
I know. I'm gonna start them high. They're going like, Blue Water's got 45 vehicles.
57. What? Listen, I was on your just doing a little bit of looking here. What's up with the 4.9 stars with 122 reviews? What happened?
Oh no,
I tell you what happened. You got one guy here, M. Gott. You didn't even do any work for him. The quote was very expensive. I got it done by someone else for less than half the price, and he gave you 2 stars.
Yeah.
Geez, I hate that. You shouldn't be able to do a review unless they've done work for you, unless you work for them.
And how does he know the quote's too high? He compare apples to apples, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
Yeah, I remember talking to the salespeople about that because I wanted to find out who it was, and the salespeople were very informative because I said, were you informative on what we're going to price and all? And they said yes. So I don't know. Some people you can't make happy.
You can't. No, I've had two over the years. I've had two bad reviews that I can think of for, oh, we had to wait so long and we can't, we got someone next week. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry if I'm booked out 2 months ahead, and I'm sorry if I'm double the price, but if someone can come to you next week, I don't know if
I'd be worried about them. Something's wrong with if you're busy and they're not, there's something wrong.
Yeah. So listen, do you work hard to work at these reviews? Do you go after them, or are they pretty organic?
We started about the reviews, really trying to go after them about 2-3 years ago. Blue Water started in 2017, which would be 5 years in August. And about 2 years ago, I wanted to have over 100 reviews. That was kind of my goal. I said, I want at least over 100. And so we have a software program when we do our initial quotes, that goes out, and then people can review us after they sign the contract. It's all email, and they sign it online, and they pay the deposit. And then when we send them the invoice, we have a little review system for Facebook and Google, and they can go in there and do that. We don't push people to do them. I don't call people. I don't have my guys call people, but if they want to do them, I'm very thankful.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's one thing I'd like. I've noticed a couple of my one specifically, one of my competitors, it seems like he gets quite a few, and I'm assuming he must ask. I never do ask, but I think it does make a difference for sure.
It will. Believe it or not, for us, the Google, like just going to our website and getting on our website and filling out the contact us page, probably y'all have, that's a big part of our advertising too. And when people see the reviews, I think that makes a difference when we have 122 and somebody else has 20. I think that that makes them feel a little more at ease about the companies that they're doing business with. So I feel like that's probably one of the biggest things I need to work on in the next 2 years. I would love to have over 1,000, because we do. I think we probably did what, 2,000 people last year in work, somewhere like that. So, and we're only got 122 reviews out of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should have more, but I don't go after it. I probably should say, hey.
Well, I think for, I like the number 4.9 and 100. I mean, if you had 2 reviews and it was 4.9, I wouldn't think much of it, but 122 with a 4.9, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would take care of our customers. The biggest thing with me, I would lose money to make our customers happy, because the word of mouth, especially nowadays, how it travels compared to 25 years ago, it travels fast now. So I'll make sure that the customers are happy before we leave.
Yeah. These I like on your web page, that screen enclosure that goes, it looks like it's about 15, 20 feet wide and it's going up with a remote. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's pretty popular down here. We
It is.
really don't even market that a whole lot. We stuck that on there when they redid our website about 3 months ago. That's a terrible video. They're actually going to redo the video for us. I don't know why it's grainy, but we get a lot of people asking about that, believe it or not. And
I bet they do.
it's a pretty neat product, but it's pretty pricey too. You
Yeah.
spend a
What
lot
would
of money.
something like that cost installed roughly?
If it's about a 15-foot wide by 7-foot high,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
that's right now the prices where they're at with shipping has changed. It's probably $4,500.
Yeah, that's pretty pricey, isn't it?
I know. And if you did a regular screen wall like that, it's probably 1,500, 2,000. So
Yeah,
big
but
difference.
it's a bit, but it's a big difference in what you got too, though.
Oh yeah, it's electric or remote control. It's pretty cool. We do the we have the pooling eyes we do that go over the pools, the screen enclosures, because there's a lot of bugs down here that bite you all the time. And so it's a popular product down here. The screens are for sure. So
Probably worth every penny, I bet you, isn't it?
yeah, it is. I'm glad we've got that in our arsenal. But gutters are still probably 70% of our business. 30% is our screen enclosures probably.
So do you do, you said you got a couple crews. Are you just doing 6-inch or are you doing anything
All
else?
6-inch. Yeah, we actually have a third truck that we've got built out ready for a new crew. So we're actually going to be promoting in the next 3 months to have 3 crews running. But all 6-inch machines, we use New Tech that we're going to tour the facility, in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited about that because I've never been to that facility and I want to learn more how they do it. And I'm going to videotape it and I'm going to get back because that's the best machine. I've had New Techs since I think I bought my first 6-inch in 98. New Tech, I think it was 98.
Yeah.
So
Jeez, they're going to have to send you a check for that, man.
I know for sure. So we've got 3. I've had 4 or 5 over the years of New Tech. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have a New Tech. I've had some KWMs too, and I mean they're all great when they're working, right?
Hey, thankfully I've got some guys that know how to work on. I don't know how to work on them. I personally don't know, but some of my supervisors, man, no problem. They know exactly what to do. Yeah. Thankful.
I had a motor go in mine. First time I ever had a motor go in one just the other day or a couple weeks ago. So I was glad to hear it wasn't an expensive fix for sure.
Do they have them in stock where you don't have to wait on it?
I got it local.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like not local in my hometown, but it was very local. I didn't even have to go to I didn't have to go to them. So
that is amazing. That's good to hear because having a machine put you down, it costs you revenue, a lot of revenue money.
Oh yeah. Sure. Well, it costs more to be shut down for the day or for a couple days rather than I think the motor was only like $300. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not bad at all.
No, it surely isn't. So listen, what are you mostly excited for? I know, one of the reasons why we're chatting here right now is because when you first signed up, I could tell that you were pretty excited about Gutter-Con. So you've been waiting for an event like this and decided to come.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Years ago, there was a guy I met at one of the home shows. There was a home builder show in Orlando, Florida. And his name was Tony Cobb, and he's in the gutter business.
Oh, yeah.
And he started a group in the early 2000s, maybe
Yeah.
it's 2004 or 5.
It was a LinkedIn group, wasn't it?
It's called, well, it was a gutter group where they
Gutter
would eat.
Association, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. And I can't remember the name of it. So he's probably going to kill me if he hears this, but
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. But it started out pretty good. We had some meetings and this and that, but it's
I think
like
it was the National
rain
Gutter.
carrying gutter association or
Yeah. Yeah.
Arxis or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he started that and that was a good thing. And I wanted to be part of that. And at the time I was super busy. I was working in my business, on my business. So I didn't have a lot of time for it. But I think people just get busy, with life, but to miss an opportunity where you can network with other people in the same industry to learn things that'll save you 5 to 10 years of your time in business. Because to me, the best thing that you can do is to go get knowledge from somebody else that's already been there,
Yeah.
and to go ahead and jumpstart your career instead of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna learn it all on my own," because you can't learn it all on your own in a short time.
Well, and the other thing is, like, I'm pretty friendly with my local competitors, and we help each other out. But sometimes it's hard to, you're all fighting for your own work, right? I mean,
Yep.
you and I aren't competitors; we're gutter guys. So
Yep.
don't mind telling me something. I don't mind telling you something, and I
No.
think that's pretty important too. And I guess the other thing is, you've got, in your situation, you've got 33 years of experience. And, for a younger guy who's just been in the business a couple of years, what better way than to be at GutterCon having a beer talking to Jimmy Fazekas,
Oh man.
just saying, oh, I better not do that.
Yeah, you can save a lot. And that's what helped jumpstart me. That's why I jumped my revenue up, because I went to all these conferences. I went to Austin Gutterman in Texas. He had a boot camp. I learned how they did things. And it really helped me dramatically on how my business was successful. I would never, so $500 to come to something like this, plus your time and plus hotel and all, is the cheapest investment you can make.
It certainly does cost some money. There's no doubt about it. But I think, just, the other thing you talked about too, I really appreciate you saying, working in your business instead of on your business a few years ago, right? Like,
yes.
it sounds like you've elevated yourself up above that now, and you're working on your business now, trying to fine-tune it, right?
I can actually, I can be gone for, I had back surgery 3 weeks ago, honestly. So I was gone a week. We had the best record week in sales that we've ever had. I was gone. It functions fully without me now. A lot of hard work. And I've got the best group of people. So it takes that for it to function. But we have meetings, and we have weekly meetings that we talk about stuff and ways to make each other better. So, I mean, it's a process. You can't do it overnight for sure. I'm actually in the process, and the next year I'm going to be franchising Bluewater too. So,
Right. Neat.
Yep.
I looked into that, and I started getting some paperwork together to get ready for that. And I decided not to. I said that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I've been working on this for 5 years.
I bet.
Been researching development, and we're about to kick it out under the next year. But the big thing is, you got to be in that position where you have the time for it too. You can't just be running a gutter business full time and then say, "I'm gonna sell franchise." It's probably not gonna be successful. Nope. You got to have. So I'm at the point now. I'm thankful that I have the people I have where I can do that now. So that's my next focus in life, and to help people all I can. If somebody has a question, want to call me directly from anywhere in the country, I'd be glad to help them in any way. So I want to give back to the gutter community, because I've been taken from the gutter community all these years, and I want to start giving back now. So.
Well, I kind of feel like that too. I like that. So I didn't know you were doing this. So is this something you can talk a little bit about, or are you not really ready to do that yet?
Yeah, I can discuss whatever thing you got want to ask me about it. But
so is it going to be just a gutter franchise, or is it going to be screen enclosures and everything else that you do too?
That's an awesome question right there. Actually, we're going to have a gutter franchise. Initial franchise fee is going to be for the gutter, the training, the operations manual, the whole 9 yards on the franchise side of it. And then if somebody not all areas are going to be good, need screen enclosures, probably not in Montana. I don't know. I've never been to Montana, but you probably don't need screen enclosures.
Probably
Probably not
need to keep the wolves and coyotes out, maybe.
a shotgun.
I don't know.
But so it's probably not going to be everywhere, but the areas that are going to need it, the screen enclosures, mainly the Southeast, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, we're probably going to push it more there. And it's going to be a separate franchise fee to have that.
So there'll be different levels of franchise. Yeah, I get it. That's a good way to do it. So I know when I was thinking about doing it, we were thinking about, having a gutter cleaning and repair franchise. And then, if it was someone that, just couldn't get into it, because it costs some money to set a business up.
Oh, it does. It does.
In comparison to other businesses, it's not a lot, but I mean, you can't, I wouldn't think that you could set up a gutter franchise for much less than $100,000, could you?
No, we're going to get somewhere between 100 and 150. Pretty much needs to be somewhere in that range minimum.
You could buy a truck these days that would cost you $100,000.
Yeah, we're going to actually, we're going to try to get these trucks set up with the whole system in place. Talk to maybe New Tech about getting the machines on a discount, have them all set up in the truck. So all that in a box truck, because that's what we use, and just kind of roll out from there where they've already got it set up.
Neat. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought about all this stuff, but to me, it was just too much work.
Hey,
so
I know.
I'm 3-4 years ahead of you too. So
hey, I love challenges. That's the thing that drives me. Not saying what I'm doing now with my gutter business and screen enclosure with Bluewater, but I love to be challenged more. Now we're kind of set at hey, this is what's happening every day. I don't have to be there. So it's not like, I don't know.
Well, the other thing when I was looking at this over the last couple of years, there's not a lot of gutter franchises out there. I mean, there's the brothers that just do gutters, and it really seems like they're taking off this year.
They've done very well. I've been watching them since the day they started with it, and they've done very well with it. So I'm proud that they've done so good with it. But there is not a lot, and that's the market has got room for more people, on that side. But and everybody's wanting to get out of the food industry and go to the service industry, because with COVID and everything, you don't know if it's going to get shut down again. So the pizza places and all these new franchises are trying to start, they're a little slower on getting them kicked off. So the company I'm working with, I feel confident we're going to do well with our franchises, and the right training and everything. It's going to be great.
Well, and I think the key is having your own business that's running properly first. And I have to admit, that's one of the things I'm excited about Gutter-Con and meeting people like you is, I'm still learning, even though I've been in the business since 1998.
You can learn something every day. I learn something every day. I don't mind. I enjoy knowledge. So, I mean, if I can learn something from you and you can learn something from me, that's great for both of us, really.
Yeah. Tommy Mello, who's our keynote speaker. I mean, you'll really get a kick out of him if you haven't met or heard him yet, but he has got a lot of growth. He's not franchising, but he is growing his business. He's buying up garage door businesses all over the country.
I can't wait. I read his bio. I can't wait to meet him. I'm excited about that.
150 million a year he's going to do this year.
That's just amazing. That's awesome. But he's put the hard work in. I'm sure fella's put a lot of hard work in. But sure, I'm excited to hear his story and meet him and listen to him. And Mr. Pipeline, after you put him on your thing the other day talking, I looked them up. So I'm going to be talking to them about trying to work on my marketing side for us and maybe doing it all. So
I think I myself in my area, I don't do a lot of marketing. In fact, just since we were talking, I see Yelp called me here twice, but I say I can't take on any more work right now. Like our problem is staff, and there's just really no point in advertising if you can't get work for 2 months. Like you're just
throwing the money out the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Last spring, was it last spring? Yeah, last spring of 21, with the hurricane that happened before, we were 6 to 8 months out on our screen enclosures. And to go tell somebody you're 6 to 8 months out and to still have them hold on, that's amazing. But a lot of them didn't want to hold on. They held on for a couple months and they're like, we can't hold on. and they go to somebody else. So that hurt me more than anything. I felt terrible about it, and
Yeah.
I don't want to get in that position again. The staff is definitely the hardest. Getting staff for the products that you sell is the hardest. But
Yeah.
I'm thankful now that we're definitely fully staffed and they're efficient.
Mhm.
And the way we pay them, it just works out great.
Nice. So when do you think you're going to be franchising then?
We're actually finishing up the paperwork this week, and within probably 6 to 9 months, probably I can't until all of the lawyer stuff gets done. You cannot start selling franchises, because you have to have the FDD and all that ready in place. So hopefully, I was wanting to start it by summer, but it's going to probably be closer to October range before I get it done. October,
Well, you're
November.
probably better to wait, 6 months to a year than to start too early. So, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to start having guys lined up in the fall to have them ready for the spring, right?
Yeah. So we're going to do the training, in-house training, and all that kind of stuff. And it's exciting. It's a whole nother world. It's nothing like what we're doing now with the gutter business. It's a whole nother world. And I'm excited to want to learn the business that way.
Yeah, that's really neat. So how long, so will you go active? I know you probably do both, but would you actively look at smaller gutter guys that, just want to do something different and be part of something bigger, or we go after, fresh meat, so to speak?
I've never thought of the go after or talk to the guys that's already in business. I might even would want to just help them guys, and maybe they come in there and evaluate their business or something like that. That might even work, and let them keep their own, because with a franchise you get to pay royalty fees and initial franchise fees and stuff like that. So I don't know if it would work that way.
But I mean, I would I would think that your prices are probably higher than a smaller gutter guys anyway. So,
It is.
I'm thinking out loud that, a smaller gutter guy who's kind of struggling and needs these processes in place and they need the help, they might be willing to come on and say, oh, I want to be part of a bigger group of companies, so to speak. And, I don't know.
That's something that I could probably market. The company I'm working for, they help you have a marketing plan to market who you're going to market to for the right people. Because you definitely got to make sure, you're not going to go try to pick up somebody that can't even come up with $15,000 that wouldn't benefit them or you. So you kind of got to do the demographics. So I don't know. That's something that I'm gonna actually write down and think about. That's a good idea. See, I learned something else just now from you already.
Might
So,
not be a good idea, but at least you can start looking into it.
hey, I always look into something for sure.
Well, and I always I've got a guy right now. He's been an employee for the last year and a half, 2 years, and he's going out on his own as a subcontractor for me. So, I mean, he's not really a franchise, but he's going to be working under my wings. And, it's kind of a way for him to elevate. He's going to be doing his own books. He's going to be doing he's going to be invoicing me. He's going to be taking care of his employees. So, he's going to have his own little business underneath my business. So, I'm excited to try that with him.
Yeah, he needs that process, and I guess you're going to do some training with him to help him out on that.
Well, I mean, he's one of my best installers anyway. Like I'm just losing him as an employee, so I'm happy that he's at least sticking around with me. That's what I'm excited about. So, he might even be able to get a couple trucks going in a couple years.
Yeah, everybody's got different mindsets of how they want to run businesses, and that could be the thing. And then he could help your backlog that you have, help it out a lot, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and the same thing, he won't have to go out looking for work either, right?
Hey, that's easy on somebody if they can just go to work and doesn't have to go do the sales. You don't get paid to do the sales.
That's right.
So that's something. That's pretty cool.
That's half the job too, to get the work.
Definitely.
You got to get the work, keep the work, and get the work done. So,
yeah, marketing is definitely the hardest part of the business overall, especially if you got a couple crews going to keep them busy. Marketing is definitely the key secret for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, look, we're knocking on the door a little over half an hour. It's so easy to kill
oh
time
wow.
doing
Yes.
these interviews, and I love chatting with guys like you. So really appreciate it. So excited to be in. What did I say? 17 days. So
17 days. Yes,
yeah.
I'm excited. Hey, I've tried to get online and get the hotel, and they were full, so I have to stay across the street in the low rent district.
I hope not.
I,
We blocked off. Did you do it through our website?
yeah.
They're definitely not booked up.
They kicked me out and they wouldn't let me do it. So anyway, I booked right across the street at Hyatt Place. I think it's the Hyatt Place, Hyatt House. So it's just like a block away. So it's not a big deal.
Well, it's not a big deal for you, but I'll tell you, it's a big deal for us because we made a commitment to rooms. So
well,
if I hear that people can't book rooms, that's a problem.
okay, you can call me later about that and we can kind of get squared away. Maybe I can get a room. You can tell me who to call or whatnot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, stay on the line after we end this interview and we can chat about that. Okay. So listen, again, just wanted to say thanks, Jimmy. Really appreciate you telling your story. And, you know, if there's guys out there that are just sitting on the fence still, there's still time to, you know, book a flight and yes, come on out. And, you know, there'll be lots of people just like Jimmy that'd be happy to talk to you about things.
Well, I really appreciate all the hard work you put into this, get this started the first year. Yeah. I know it's not easy. It is. And you're about to pull your hair out, but hang in there and it's going to pay off and just appreciate your hard work on this. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me that. That's what keeps me going every day. So,
yes,
okay. Thank you, Jimmy.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.